No one likes to admit that they feel anxious and fearful, that they experience crippling self-doubt and insecurities at times. We are taught still today that this is supposedly a sign of weakness. Our society celebrates and values ice-cold behavior at a workplace, going over dead bodies to achieve a goal, being perfect and functional at all times. The doors are open for people with strong narcissistic tendencies and psychopaths. They receive admiration for their ruthlessness. They have celebrity status. They are the talk of the town. And the rest of us feel even more alone and incapable. I'm Christine Philipp. I'm a hypnotist and mind coach, and I help people to overcome anxiety and self-doubt so they can fall in love with life again with more ease and confidence. We are all human beings and experience self-doubt in our life at one point or the other. This is a normal human experience when we face uncertainty or a new challenge. Our mind makes an assessment of whether we are able to face the situation or not, and searches for inner resources that we can use to cope with what is ahead of us. When we feel confident to deal with the challenge ahead, we just do it and don't waste another thought on it. And this is what we are doing all day, every day. We are not aware of this for the most part, because it just feels normal for us to do it. Every day brings something new, something we didn't foresee, something different. We wake up every morning not knowing what the day will bring, but feeling confident that somehow we will be able to handle it. And there are other times when we are our own worst enemy, and self-doubt can really creep in to the point of where we feel paralyzed, lost, and helpless. We beat ourselves up for not being good enough. And we compare ourselves with others, and of course, always come up short. And then we just want to disappear and hide. Our mind wants to protect us from uncomfortable situations, and so we either shut down, break down, or melt down. It all comes down to what we have learned in our life. We are not born with self-doubt. No baby is questioning whether they have the right to demand something, if they are worthy and deserving of food, love, or shelter, whether they can speak up or not. They just do. At some point, we have learned and experienced that we are faulty, that we are imperfect, that we can't do this or that we are not good enough for something. And we integrate this belief deep down into our subconscious mind, dragging it around through life, recycling it over and over. We hold ourselves back from what we could be able to achieve because we stopped believing in our own capabilities and made self-doubt our home, our friend, our place of safety. Yet self-doubt is not bad or good in and of itself. It's just a mechanism we have adapted to go through life in the safest and best way possible. Some people use their self-doubt as a motivator to achieve even more. Others stay small because it's just so warm, cozy, and safe to be there. Some people feel like a fraud and all their successes were just pure luck and they were not deserving of their achievements. Self-doubt can lead to perfectionism, procrastination, feeling like an imposter and fraud, and many more unhelpful mechanisms and behaviors. And there are many ways to overcome self-doubt when our old story is just becoming a burden we carry around for no reason. I would like to share some tips with you today and help you shift perspective and become a little bit more loving towards yourself. Tip number 1. We need to become aware of the belief we are buying into in the first place. What am I believing about myself? Why am I believing this? Where have I learned this? When we know what it is that we believe, we can begin to challenge this belief. Is this belief really true? Absolutely true. How am I feeling, thinking, and behaving when I am buying into this belief? And who would I be without this belief? Do I have evidence that supports that belief? Do I have evidence that doesn't support that belief? What can I choose to believe from here that is more helpful? I highly recommend you check out Byron Katie's The Work. I will link it in the description box for you. Number 2, become aware of the way you are talking about yourself, to yourself. Are you criticizing yourself all the time? Are you calling yourself stupid, a failure, or even worse? When you are beating yourself up all the time, the only one who ends up being beaten is you. There's no one else around you that is dropping dead. So be careful what words you are using. Words can be very powerful. Develop more compassion, more understanding and kindness towards yourself. Number 3, acknowledge your achievements, your successes, no matter how small they seem to be for you. Make a list you can look at when you doubt yourself the next time. I'm sure this will be a very long list. From all the tests you have passed, all the compliments you have ever received, your driver's license, the meals you cook. Maybe you are juggling work and family life at the same time, raising children. Wow, congratulations! This is a lot already. There are so many more things you have forgotten about that you are really good at and that you have managed to learn. Number 4, no one starts off as an expert in anything. The most experienced we are in being inexperienced. We are always learning new things, widening our horizons, and becoming better at something the more we do it. The better we become at it, the more confident we are. So allow yourself to be a person who just learns and grows, and be comfortable with not knowing everything. Stay curious and open. Number 5, it is okay to start small, but start. Taking action will move you from your comfort zone of fear and doubt to a place of more confidence and inner freedom. You know the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That's exactly this. Imagine that moment of pride when you have actually done what you were so afraid of. And be willing to mess it up at first. When you are okay with making mistakes, because that's just simply part of life, you will liberate yourself and become more courageous and brave. Tip number 6, be with people that love and accept you just because you are. This will help you keep your boundaries and build resilience also in the workplace, especially when you are working in a high-pressure, toxic environment and you can't just leave the job. Seek support, ask for help. Friends, family, mentors, coaches, mental health professionals can build a very strong network for your well-being that you can rely on. Tip number 7, be you and embrace your imperfections. Your mind is always open to learning and adjusting when you allow it. Nothing is written in stone. As long as we live and breathe, we do experience new, unexpected things we will deal with at that time. And so there will be always moments of self-doubt and fear. But the better you learn to deal with those times, the faster they will just pass, as you can let them go easier. They won't have the same debilitating power over you any longer. They are just part of life and simply a non-issue. Remember that quote from Henry Ford? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. you choose. If this video was helpful for you, please share and like it. If you want to stay updated about future videos, subscribe to the channel, hitting that notification bell. Thanks for your support and have a lovely day. Bye for now.